Good afternoon to Mr. Damien. So today I'm going to present about assignment 2B, which is the infograph. My name is Pui Yao and my metric number is 67508 and my group number is 42. So I will just jump into my infograph. I will break my infograph into blocks so that Mr. Damien can read it more clearly. So my title here is Why is Generation Gap a Diversity Issue in the Workplace? So the generation gap has always been among the issues that leads to the diversity issue at the workplace. So baby boomers, Generation X, and millennials have their own characteristics and opinions in the workplace, which will sometimes leads to a disagreement. And along with the invention of technologies, a more problematic issue occurs within the workplace because technology is adapting into our workplace, and the older generations, they are not used to technology, but then the millennials, the younger generations, they are more used to technology. So sometimes this communication along with the technology is not a good way of communicating, because one of it is not used to it and one of it is used to it, so there is some conflict over here. So part of these issues, how can we solve the generation gap issue in the workplace? So this is the chart of American workforce number. Baby boomers and Generation X have a total of 58% and millennials have 35%. So we can see how baby boomers and Generation X, they are still a major number of workforce in America. So there's a quote taken by Payman Hamidi: the workplaces of today have changed largely as a result of technology. So most senior says, I need help using new electronic devices. This is the graph of help needed when getting new electronic devices. So the age of 50, 64 and 65 and above, we can see that they are very well in need of help when encountering with new devices. But for the 30 to 49 period of age and 18 to 29, they are lesser need of help when encountering with new devices. And the older generations, they prefer face-to-face communication more if compared to younger generations, where they just prefer social media communication. Because there's one thing, face-to-face communication is good sometimes when you need to have one exact solution, one agreement, where this is the older generation, they like it very much. But then for the younger generation, they just like to ask questions in the group chat, such as in WhatsApp, Instagram, WeChat, because they think that this is more portable. They can just reply anytime they want, or whenever they think of one opinion, one solution to the question or problem. They will not just waste time sitting there, sometimes brainstorming, but then there's no solution coming out from them. So we can see how this is the characteristic and the stereotypes of every generation, their strengths. And baby boomers, the stereotypes are they are disinterested in learning new things. Generation X and millennials, poor team members, and millennials, they are too confident. Generation Y, they are independent, but then they are too lazy. They like to procrastinate too much. So there are just pros and cons among their characteristics in the workplace. So we'll jump to the issue in the workplace due to generation gap. They are unable to communicate effectively with the adaptation of technology in the workplace and different ways on resolving conflict due to different characteristics. So the solution into this issue in the workplace due to generation gap is to encourage mentoring. Me, myself, I'm encountering mentor-mentee program in my faculty, and I think this is a very good thing because we can share our opinions and solutions, and we can just accept our solutions, because learning is never too late, even though you are experienced in the field. So how should we implement this? We should set up campaigns or institute activities in the workplace to increase chemistry, always exchange mentor and mentee to break the ice among employees, and set goals for mentor and mentee to achieve and give rewards based on performance. The one thing here is, I think exchange mentor and mentee is very good, because in workplace, we are often assigned with projects, so when we exchange mentor and mentee, we can listen to different opinions from the mentor, and sometimes mentor can also accept our mentee opinions. So this is a very good way of communicating and to break the ice among employees. And another thing is to set goals for mentor and mentee to achieve and give rewards based on performance. This set goals among mentor and mentee to let them achieve is actually very good too, because this can boost their quality of work. Although the reward sometimes is not useful to them, but then this is just like an honor to them in the workplace, so they can work hard together, and sometimes the reward can also benefit them. Yeah. So that's all from me. Thank you for listening.